Hey guys, it's October 19th, 2022. I'm Kimberly from Fat Quarter Shop FlossTube, and today's FlossTube we have a lot of stuff to show you from a lot of different designers. We've got Susan Aki, Little House, Country Cottage, Stitching with the Housewives, and Lori Holt. So we've got a ton of stuff to show you. I think you're going to love something from it. But we're going to kind of start off with a brand new book that we are pre-selling. It's published by It's So Emma, and it is called Summer Memories, and the designer is Susan Aki. And in this book, there are 6 quilts, and it's a patriotic theme, and it's got 10 cross stitches. So I'm going to kind of give you a preview of the cross stitches. We will be having a stitch along when the book comes out. The book will be coming out in April 2023. And Susan, when she stitches on 32 count linen. So everything you see is going to be 32 count linen. And she only stitches with Aura Floss. So in the book, you're going to see Aura Floss colors. So I'm going to go one by one and show you. And you can pre-order this book now. Just pay a reservation fee. And then when it comes in, it will ship to you. So the front part of the book is quilts. The back part is cross stitches, and these have been designs for years and years, and she's just now publishing them in a book. So let me show you. So the cover of the book is got a quilt on it, and this is kind of what we work off when we go to photo shoots. So yesterday was a part of the photo shoot. And so the first one is Cherry Season. I'm going to show them to you one by one, and everything will be in the book. But this one, and in the book, what we do is we give you the finished size if you're going to do 14 count Aida, 32 count linen, or 36 count linen. We put the 14 count in just for me and you. 32 count and 36 is what Susan prefers. So again, Susan Aki. So this one has a stitch count of 48 by 51, and we do have instructions of how to do the pin keep in there. And in hers, she puts walnut shells, and some have piping, some have rickrack. That detail won't be in the book. But so this one is Cherry Season. This one is Free and Brave. And we'll talk about the fabrics and the floss in a little bit. This one has a stitch count of 39 by 72. And I will be stitching all of these in 2023 with the stitch along, but on 14 count Aida. This one is my favorite, Freedom Flowers. One thing I wanted to point out is some of them she has a lot of walnut shells, and some of them she has like more, and some she has less. So there's always freedom there. This one is 56 by 61. This one she framed. This is the only one she framed. This is Hope. It has a stitch count of 77 by 77, and she does not have glass on it, and it is stitched on linen, and she had it framed at Hobby Lobby. This one is called Peace. Has a stitch count of 41 by 57. This one is called Proud and True. Stitch count of 40 by 66. And then this one who kind of snuck in there is Sail Away. 52 by 41. And this one has wool, rickrack, and fabric on the back. Let me turn the backs over just so you can see. Most of the fabric she uses is Minnick & Simpson by Moda. So actually I recognize all of this fabric. It's all Minnick & Simpson. And what we do is we just put very general instructions on the pin keep, but to do the piping and stuff, you'd probably have to have some experience. Shining Sea has a stitch count of 53 by 95. Singing ABCs. This one also has felt, and it has a specialty stitch, which is just like a feather stitch, I believe. And this is also Minnick & Simpson. And I have it upside down now. Put it right there. And then the last one is called This Land. So there are the cross stitches. And this boat is upside down. So let me make them look really pretty so that if you want to take a screenshot, all the detail will be in the book. We're just showing it to you ahead of time because the photo shoot is now over, and you can pre-order the book at fatquartershop.com. I'm going to show you the Aura Floss and talk a little bit about this. So this is custom framed at Hobby Lobby, so it's not a frame number. So what you do is pre-order the book, Summer Memories, at Fat Quarter Shop now. And then I'm going to show you the Aura Floss colors that she used in the book. She is putting together an Aura Floss box that will come out in March. And so the Aura Floss box will have the thread you need to make all of these. I think 2 of the colors she leaves out, but those are just white and brown, which most people have. So the box will have all but 2. So that is not on coming soon page because we don't have the information from Aurafil yet. Once we get it, we will put that online. They are going to be sending that to us in December. And I don't know the exact name of the box because she's still in production with Aurafil. So now that I've shown you all of this, I want to have a place where you can always come back to know about the fabric. So in the book, she used light pink 32 count Belfast linen, which is right here. If you don't want to use Belfast linen, and like I said, everything in the book calls for 32 count Belfast linen because she likes to stitch on 32 count. Our alternative, if you want to do 14 count, is Touch of Pink by Witchell. So that would be that one. And then this one is also the same. So these two, there's your alternative. I'm going to put that kind of up here. And then this one, she stitched 2 of them on white petty point on raw natural linen 32 count Belfast linen. We still have this, but if you want to stitch on 14 count, Zweigart does not make this on anything else except 32 counts. So the only thing we could find was small white dots on stone, 14 count by Fabric Flair. I don't think it's the best alternative. I just wanted to show it to you, but I'm not going to leave it on the table because I don't think it's the best. And on this one, I'll have to just find something else to do 14 count on. So this next one, she stitched 2 pillows on ice blue 32 count Belfast linen. So you can stitch on that, or ice blue 14 count Ada is an alternative. And this is 28 count Cashel linen, so it's a little bit darker. So called for ice blue 14 count and ice blue 28 count. And then for the white's pretty simple, but we're still going to show you anyway. She stitched hers on antique white 32 count Belfast linen, which is just white. But with white, we have a ton of stuff. You can do 14 count white, antique white, 28 count Cashel linen, 28 count Lugana, and then 28 count linen. So really with white, you can just get any antique white, whatever size you want, and they all, look about the same. So I just wanted to show you those. And then the last fabric, yeah, I'm going to take the white off since that should be pretty simple. The last fabric is the gingham. And this is baby blue gingham 32 count Zweigart Fabric Flair. Because so baby blue 32 count linen right here is what she used. It's no longer made. So this is no longer in print. So this is Baby Blue Gingham 32 count by Zweigart. It's much brighter, but it's the closest we could get for linen. And like I said, she designed these over the last 5 years. And so some of the things, that's the only thing that we found that's discontinued so far. The Blue Gingham 14 count fabric flare would be a great alternative. So I actually think the 14 count really matches well. So I also wanted to show you a little tip. One thing that Susan did as she was making these is after she made her sample, and when she, on the pillows, she put an interfacing on the back. And then when she cut it away, she put the name of the pillow, the design, and then kind of all the information on her pillow. So this is a way you could just save these. So she has the design, just kind of any of her little notes when she made the pillows. So this is painter's tape, and she just stuck it down, and then she did add a pin. So if you ever wanted to, when you're finished with a project, you could put kind of your project name, you know, as little or as much detail as you wanted. But, you know, just a cute idea to save the remnants. And this is just cut after she finished the pillows. So it's a way to go back and see, you know, what you do, because you might forget. 25 count. We don't have 25 counts because there aren't any colors that match these in 25 count. And the box will have all the floss to complete all of the designs except for 2 of the colors. And so we'll have those 2 colors if you want to buy them separately also. So that is Summer Memories by Susan Aki. Pre-order it at Fat Quarter Shop. I'm going to put them back in the bowl. And the dough bowls are a really cute way to display them. And you can find those at like Hobby Lobby or Etsy. And we will have more information on the Arthil box once Arthil sends it. They don't have it available to stores to look at yet. And the colors, you can see they're Americana, but they're not traditional Americana. So when you look at the quilts in the book, and we're not going to go through the quilts because this is not our quilt channel, but they are not red, white, and blue. They're more pink, light blue. They're just really, really cute and love them. So at the photo shoot, we got an email from Country Cottage Needleworks, Big City Christmas. And so we have a pop-up of the images of them. So this is what we got yesterday. This is Big City Christmas, a new pattern series. It will have 7 designs that will be released consecutively over 7 months, starting November, which is next month. If you stitch them individually, they have a stitch count of 59 by 72. If you want to stitch it all together, there is this on her website, and basically this has a stitch count of 72 by 413, and you would just stitch each chart right next to each other with no spaces in between. And the little the top part, that little bouquet or like little bow thing, and the bottom, well, just the top part, that is available on Country Cottage Needleworks website. And you would just start with the peppermint, or the, what does that say, department store. You would start there and go from left to right. So again, individually 59 by 72, one piece 72 by 413. Now I'm going to show you her called for fabric. She called for lamb's wool 32 count. And right now we have a fat quarter of it. So this is what Nikki is stitching on. And so if you're going to do these individually, you can buy 2 or 3 packs. But if you want to make it as one piece, you'll need to buy the half yard piece which is available at the end of the month. So we're going to cut a 26 by 35 inch piece when the bolts come, and you can fit all if you use a 2-inch margin on there. Now, if you're going to stitch on 14 count, this is the same color, lamb's wool, and this is available now. So the 14 count's available now, and you can fit everything on there either as one piece across or all the months if you use a 2-inch margin. If you're going to use like a 3-inch margin, you'll need 2 packs. So these are both lamb's wool. This is 14 count, 32 count. And now I'm going to show you the floss that she called for if you make the entire series. We will be making thread packs. So right now, what you can do for this series at Fat Quarter Shop is you can sign up for the pattern series. And then each month, as soon as we receive the package from Nikki, we will turn around and send you that pattern. All the pricing info is on our site. Some of these are duplicates, so I'm going to take the duplicates out. Now, the duplicates obviously will be in your thread pack that we will have available soon. And we will have that the thread pack's on the coming soon page now. It will be available beginning of November, and it is based on 32 count. So if you're going to stitch on 14 count, you might run out of some colors. There's no way for us to know since the sample wasn't stitched on 14 count. So it's kind of a starter. And then there are 3 DMCs that she added also. So pattern set club available now. Sign up for that for Big City Christmas. And then just sign up for that. And if you sign up to get the thread pack, that will ship separately. Again, 14 count lamb's wool. And you know, y'all might have lamb's wool, and you know, you might already have lamb's wool. You might already have it. And then this is the lamb's wool linen. So I'm going to answer a couple of questions that I see. So Aurifil, the coverage is great with Aurifil. It's slightly thinner than DMC. I find it to be easier to work with because the spool, it just comes off. I find that it doesn't tangle as much. It's more expensive, but you get more. If you look at it per yard, it's actually cheaper, but you just have to buy a lot of it. The white Petit Point gray, does it come in 16 count? I believe it does. And then 16 count Bashful gray, I think that would work for Big City Christmas. I would encourage all of you, all those numbers I gave you, to use our cross stitch calculator. And that will tell you, you know, how much fabric you need. You can put your stitch counts, you can put the border you want, and it'll tell you how much fabric you need. So that will be there. And then for the stitch along for Summer Memories, I will be stitching all of mine on 14 count. That will be later in 2023, and you'll see the coverage. I think you'll really like Aurifloss. If it's too high of a price point, you can just go online and convert it to DMC. Because Susan doesn't use DMC, we're not listing it in the book. So I've had a really busy week, and I have stitched a lot on Autumn Love, and so you can see Autumn Love is right behind me. But I'm going to show you what I was able to stitch this week. So last week, let's see. And I'm trying out a couple of different needles, which is why I have a bunch up here. So last week you had seen I did the stars right here. So between last Wednesday and this Wednesday, I did the border, which didn't take as long as I thought. And then I did the bottom big section and then the 2 corners. So with all of that, that is 12,000 stitches. I'm 56% done, and I'm averaging almost 600 stitches a day, so I am ahead. So on that, I just wanted to kind of show you what I got done, and I have a couple of tips. So I found that if you just kind of start with your border, like after I got this border done, if you start here, it's easier, and then I kind of came down, and then across. And then when I did the birds, I did both blacks at the same time, grays at the same time, yellows at the same time. And then I went ahead and started here and did the vine, added the little basket, and I did all of these little small pieces last. But color by color is really helpful, and the same thing here when I did these stars. So I did all the dark oranges at once, and then I did all of these little aqua points at once, and then I did the outside of this star, the inside of the star, and then I did all of this gray, and then the outer points. And then I just moved right over here and did this. So kind of my plan, I'm ahead, I want to stay ahead. So what I was thinking is I could do Thursday. So thinking ahead, I'm going to do October 20th, October 21st, October 22nd and 23rd, 24th, 25th, 26th, 27th, 28th, 29th, 30th, 31st, November 1st. So I'm just going to try to have all of this finished November 1st, because I think it's kind of hard to not finish the whole section. Like, it's kind of, this is not difficult to stitch at all. It just takes a lot of time. I'm stitching about 2 hours a day, and that's less than I normally stitch, actually, which is why the next piece you're going to get to see I've been doing. We are still doing Houses on Peppermint Lane in December. We're gonna go through it all in December because that's when the thread pack will be here, but we will be doing that starting 2023. And Susan Aki's quilts, we're not going to show this Friday, we're going to show it later. And you can get the big city without being in the club, and with that you'll just buy them individually on our site, and she does list DMC on the back of the pattern. I don't, and she might have that on her site. You'll have to look on her site to see what she has. So yeah, and if I finish, I mean, that'd be so awesome if I could finish by next week. I don't think I can though, but I'm trying to finish it a little bit early so I can just keep going. I'm going to show you now, I'm going to move this so it's not distracting, and we're going to show you Lori's progress. And she started around the same time as me. So Lori Holt is the designer of Autumn Love. She is stitching on 32 count Cream and Sugar by Fiber on a Whim. Sorry, I said 32, but it's 36 because I can't read. I'm stitching on Barley 25 count, so this is 36 count, and she took a couple of different photos, and it's kind of interesting because she did all the parts I didn't do. So just really interesting how two different people stitch it, just two different ways. And I didn't cheat on Autumn Love. Actually, I started on October 1st. So these are the stitch counts, so that's how I'm keeping up with the number of stitches per day, and you can find all of that on social media. But actually, no, I didn't stitch it. I didn't cheat at all on that one because it's not possible to cheat because you see it one week and you see it the next. So on that, we have the pattern. The thread pack with the floss keeper will be here today or tomorrow. We have the needle minder and we have the fabric. And Lori is not using different floss. Jennifer says it looks faded. So if we go back to one of her photos, she is using 36 count Cream and Sugar, and she's using one strand. So with one strand, it gives it more of a vintage look. This I worked on this week. This is Thanksgiving Petites. And I had to add something because when I go to sports, the Autumn Love was just way too big to take. So this is a new series by Little House Needleworks. I started with Autumn Petites. It's at the framer. I'm hoping to have it back to show next week. And this is Thanksgiving Petites. On Little House Needleworks website, Diane put winter Petites. There's not a photo, but it just tells you the name and the floss you'll need and the fabric you'll need. I'm stitching mine on sandstone 14 count Ada by Witchell, and we're gonna tea-dye it at the end. I'm using the called for floss. And one thing that I'm doing that's different is, if you see, Diane stitched all 4 separately. But for some reason, when I got the pattern, I thought, you know, it'll just look really cute all together. So on the first one, Autumn Petites, I just stitched it just like it was. And then I started stitching this one, and I went left to right. And then I was going to go down, but if you go down, the border for this one is the same as this one because they're meant to be stitched individually. So what I decided to do, because I was at basketball, I decided, okay, let me just move down and go here instead of here. So I just did this one. So I'm going to show you the top left border is pea pod. The top right border is bramble bush. The blessed block, the border is stepping stones. So I figure this one, this frame cannot be pea pod, bramble bush, or stepping stones because those are already borders. So we have some options, and we're going to do a pull. I took bamboo out because I think that would not look good as a border, so that's not an option, so I'll put that over here. And then sticks and twigs, I didn't put that in because I think it's too dark, and it's also accented right there. So my 3 to pick from for this border is Pumpkin Harvest, Nature Trail, and Autumn Spice. So we're going to take a pull. I think Autumn Spice will look the best. Let me move these off. So that's kind of how you can change your pattern. You just get to there and you just think, you know what? These 3 won't work. These 2 won't work. So we got to pick between these 3. So Autumn Spice, I think would look really good because it's accented. The Nature Trail would also look good. I just think it's a little light compared to the other 3. And then this would really pop, the Pumpkin Harvest. So we're going to take a pull. The last holiday hallmark will be issued in November. Okay, so we're getting votes for Autumn Spice, Nature Trail. Autumn Spice is winning. Okay, oh, Holly said, I meant, did you cheat on your piece? You're only supposed to be stitching 1 piece during Stitchtober. Oh yeah, I'm cheating because I'm doing this one. Yeah, but I can blame it on my kids. I have this kid who's like in every, I feel like he's like the traveling circus of circuses. He's in football, he's in basketball, he's in North Austin, he's in South Austin. I can't even keep up with the kid. So I have to have something that's smaller. So yeah, I am cheating. Autumn Spice, yay. Okay, Pamela says, when you look at FQS, Big City Christmas List 16 count lamb's wool, can we use 16 count? Yes, it's out of stock, but you need 4 packages to do individual. But the 16 count, you cannot do it as 1 piece because it's not wide enough, but that probably won't be in stock for a month, which is about a month out on shipping. Oh, and thank you to the super chat from Valeria Bauer. She's always so sweet. Thank you so much. Autumn Spice won. Okay, so what I'll do now is you can see that what I usually do is start with a border because that gives me a base. But I couldn't do that because we had to vote. So I went ahead and kind of started the little pilgrim. But I will today, I'm going to go ahead and finish him. And then the Autumn Love Quilt Kit is not going to be brought back out. That fabric is out of print. So that's going to look really good. And then I hope my framer, they called me yesterday that they have 3 things finished. So we'll see what they have finished. So now I'm going to show you SpookOGraphy. So this is a PDF pattern from Fat Quarter Shop, and we had dates throughout October where you could do like page 1, page 2, page 3, and page 4 for each of the weeks. And this week we're on week 2. And so with this, we have the pattern and we have a thread pack also. The thread pack's pretty simple because it's just a couple of colors. And Noelle has been stitching this, and she's stitching on the 14 count Ada by Witchell, just white. And so she's using called for fabric, called for floss. She's keeping it in an 11-inch Q-snap, and so she has part of part 1 done and part of part 2. And then each week we are sharing some of your pieces. I do want to show you the finished piece. So this is the finished piece, and I'll stitch it eventually. I just couldn't fit it in with SpookOGraphy. Okay, so here are some pictures of what you guys have shared, and if you share the hashtag, we might share your progress next week. So this is Stitching in Tennessee, and she has page 1 done. She's using the new Nerge hoops. We got those. They're from another country, so they're kind of hard to get. And it looks like she might have gridded her fabric with the friction pen, or she might be using gridded fabric. I'm not exactly sure, but you can always contact her and ask. KB Inspired Designs, she's using a different hoop, really cute, and I think she's using called for floss and fabric. And then in Morel, and what she did is she used some DMC Sparkly Etoile floss for the cauldron juice, the pumpkin, and the spider web. And then she's going to also do that on the ghost and the cat. I don't know much about that floss though, but it looks really cute. And then Mama Thack finished. Oh my gosh. So now all she has to do is get it framed. So super cute. And she stitched it on 14 count Ada. So thank you so much for sharing all of your progress. And now I'm going to show you support group. This is also by Lori Holt. This is the original piece, and our stitch along is ongoing now. We're on week 2. Each week is its own stitch along, and this is Overcast 25 count, and this is our thread pack, and it comes with the floss keeper. So I am going to show you some of y'all's pieces. And we have raised our goal of $20,000, so thank you to everyone who donated. Kevin and I are mailing our check this week to the National Breast Cancer Foundation. This is Sweetwater Stitcher, and I love hers. So cute. It matches the needle minder down there. So she did row 1. So cute. And any of these people, if you have questions on what they're stitching on, you can always contact them on Instagram. This is Mermaid Stitcher, and it looks like she did hers exactly like called for, so really cute. And this would make such a cute pillow. And then the Fanciful Flamingo, so really cute, and she has row 2 done. Yay! Okay, so now I'm going to move to a couple of patterns that came out last year from Little House Needleworks. So the first pattern is Cocoa Cafe. This came out last year, really cute. And on this one, Cheryl is going to be stitching this one. So Cheryl is stitching this on Cafe Olay 32 count by Fiber on a Whim. She's using the called for floss. So I'm going to leave that there, and because I'm going to show you some other things too. So there's that. Now Denise is stitching the next one that also came out last year. This is Rudolph Sampler. And here is hers. She is stitching on Platinum 32 counts Weigart. There's a reason I'm doing all this. You'll probably think I'm crazy, but there is a reason. These are the called for flosses. And they started these last week. So it's very easy. And what we wanted to do on this was just show you. different fabric options. So like I said, this is Cafe au Lait 32 count fiber on a whim. This is platinum 32 counts Weigart. Now, because a lot of you are like me, I would never stitch on 32 count, way too complicated. Again, Coco Cafe, Rudolph Sampler, Little House Needleworks. This was in Cheryl's stash, and Denise found this in her stash. So always pull from your stash first. But if you wanted to stitch like Kimberly, this is 25 count prim, very similar to the platinum. This is 14 count beautiful beige, very similar. This is beautiful beige, 28 count linen. I would say that's a little bit more similar to this. This is vintage country mocha, 14 count. And I'm going to show you, even though they don't all match, they all look good together. 28 count vintage country mocha linen. Please remember all these, because if you don't, I'm not going to remember them. Mushroom 28 count Lugana. And this one is an even weave. So this one's really good. Okay. So what I wanted to show you was, go to your stash when you want to start something like this. I'm just trying to make them, yeah, where they're not wavy. If you put these threads on there, what you would do is pull this from your stash, put your threads on there and see, what do you think? Do you think it looks good? Does it look too gray? Does it look too brown? Even if it does, let's see, I think that would look good. But even if it doesn't, say that this is too similar, just switch your floss. It's easier to switch one floss or two flosses than to buy a whole thing of fabric. But we just thought it would be really cool to show you. If I was gonna stitch it, I would pick this one. This is beautiful beige, because to me, I don't stitch on the hand dyed very often, and to me that'd look good, because I like more plain. My second choice would probably be the prim. So just a fun way to show you fabrics and how to audition, because that's basically what Denise and Cheryl did. Is they bought the floss, they already had the pattern from last year, and then just, you know, Cheryl has bins and bins and bins of fabric. So and this is going to be more of a vintage look, and this is going to be a cleaner look, and I know Denise is going to frame hers. I'm not sure what Cheryl's going to do, but we will show you when they are finished, and we'll show you next week the progress. So that is how you audition. Now I'm going to show you how you can use this new feature on our site. So now when you go to any pattern that is a cross stitch pattern, and you look, if you click into the product, if you hit select all right here, it is going to add to your cart the fabric that's called for. Now you'll see that Portobello 30 count linen. That's not what Denise or Cheryl stitched on. That is what Diane called for. You can add that to your cart, and it will look like this. Now, if you don't want that fabric, you just you hit select all and then unclick that box. So that is going to be awesome. And to answer a couple of questions, we will have a thread pack for Houses on Peppermint Lane, and that is why we haven't talked about it yet, because we're waiting for all those flosses. They have to be dyed, and when we have the thread pack, we will launch it and give you all the info. And Kate is asking me if I thread my needles ahead of time or thread them as I need them. I absolutely do not thread needles ahead of time. Now, Cheryl does. Cheryl has a whole system. She uses this little, it's like a little, I don't know what it's called, but we sell it at Fat Quarter Shop. I don't know what it's called, but you put your little needles in. If I did that, one of my kids would knock it over. I would knock it over. I'd spill my tea on it, or the dog would jump on it. There's no way I could thread needles. First of all, I don't have that many needles, but also I would lose them. And I'm also like, I'm I'm just always like moving around and doing stuff. I would never trust myself to thread all needles. Now that's really efficient to do. I don't do it because I'm too kind of all over the place to do that. So now I'm going to show you some more whips that Cheryl has been working on. So she's working on Stitchtober also, and she, instead of doing one project, because she already stitched Autumn Love, because she stitched the sample, she's starting something new each week. So this one is Hello Halloween. No, this one is, sorry. This one is Trick or Treat by Prairie Schooler, stitched on 32 count Duxbury by Fox and Rabbit with called for DMC. This is 32 count. She is using 2 strands over 2 squares. And it's really full coverage because of using that 32 count. So it's equivalent to 16 count. And I think she's had this before. Like, yeah, she's had this for years because that says Stitches from the Heart, which that company now is no longer in business. So sad. They were such a cute store. And then this is Hello Halloween by Teresa Kogut. We're going to show we're going to show Cheryl's, and then Denise's we'll show next week because she's been working on something else. So Cheryl started at the top left and she's going down. So she's got like the pumpkin. He's got a little eye. This one is stitched on 36 count cappuccino. So I'm going to compare 36 and 32 so you can really see the difference in the thread stitches. The fabric is by Fiber on a Web. Okay. So let me try to get this right. Okay. This is 32 count, which is equivalent to 16 count. 2 strands over 2. It's really thick coverage on the thread. This is 36 count, 1 strand over 2, much less coverage. That just gives you a different look. 36 count is what Lori also loves to stitch on, and when you saw Autumn Love, that is also stitched on 36 count, 1 strand over 2. And it gives it a much vintagey and lighter look. So, you know, you can play with your fabric choice, not only your fabric choices, your floss choices, your stitch count can also really affect your stuff. Okay, so now we're gonna do a little trunk show. I'm gonna answer questions though first, but then we're gonna do a little trunk show. Dina asks, when you count how many stitches, do you count an X as 2 stitches or 1? I count it as 1. Oh, Holly says she loves the add-on feature. Thanks for adding that. Oh, thank you. It took so much money and so much time. I'm so glad that people use it. The name of the dark brown. I'm not sure that is the called for floss and from Preschooler. Has Cheryl finished This Is the Day by Plum Street? I just started and I wanted to see perfection. We'll ask her to bring it where the progress she's at next week. Pamela says, if we have a thread pack for Houses on Peppermint Lane, when will it be available? It will be available in December. There will not be a floss keeper and there will not be a needle minder on that one. How is 32 equivalent to 16 count? So 32 count means there are 32 squares to the inch. 16 count means there's 16 squares to the inch. But on 16 count, you stitch over 1 square. 32 count, you stitch over 2 squares. So 16 count Ada, 1 square. 32 count, 2 squares. That's how they're equivalent. I hope that makes sense. Cecilia said she started Autumn Love 26 count 2 over 1. Should I abandon ship or stay strong? It'll just be half the size. No, it should be about the same because you're going over 2. If you're going over 1 square, it'd be tiny. Okay, so now we're going to do a trunk show of calendar crates. And this is a series that came out last year. I'm completely done with it. All my items are fully finished, so I wanted to show you. And I actually got it hung up in my house, and so I wanted to show it. Now this is the pattern pack, so you can buy the pattern pack. Some of them we have kits left over. Once the kits are gone, they will be gone for good. But I wanted to show you. Now, I'm just kind of leaving this in for now, for today, just because this is like evergreen. So this is October's. And on all of these, you'll see Priscilla used their fabrics, which would be Chelsea's Checks, Priscilla's Pretty Plaids, and the Stitching with Housewife Stripes. So this is October. And basically the way I'm going to store them is I'm going to store all of the bigs together and all of the smalls together. October, oh, it's August, that's a pop-up, sorry. So we're going to go in order. November. So cute. And I am going to switch this out to like different things in the house. And I did buy 12 of the small frames so that I didn't have to switch out the insides. I think what Priscilla did on hers was she popped hers in and out, but you're going to see why in a little bit because I've already lost one of mine. I'm unorganized right now. This is December. This is my favorite one. And I stitched all of these on 14 count chalkboard black. And if you look at their sample, theirs is all stitched on 28 count Monaco black. So theirs is actually darker than mine. And then this is January, and I'm always so sad when we do these because it means that this is going to be like the last time you'll see it because it's going to live at my home. One thing about my house is I don't usually get to decorate, but once I show them as a trunk show, I can officially go and decorate. And I am going to put I'm going to have Denise do some stickers and put the month on the back so I remember what month they are, because I'm not going to remember. And then we've got February. Oh wait, this one's my favorite. They're all my favorite. I remember doing these roses and I was like, oh my gosh, this is so cute. This totally matches my house. And then March. And at the end, I'm going to show you how I'm going to stack them because I'm going to stack all the bigs together. April. So very Easter. It's so fun to look at these because it's like so much work goes into them. No, I'm going to show them. Hold on, let me see that. Hold on. We forgot to put the magnets. I can just see Kevin like trying to put that up. He's going to be like, what? Oh my gosh, that's funny. May. This is so cute. This one definitely matches my house. June. This one's also missing the washers. It's so funny. We'll have to make a trip to Home Depot today to buy some washers. July. That's funny. And so, like I said, we have the individual patterns. We have a pattern set. We have the fabric. And again, if you wanted to just do July and you go to that pattern feature on our site, you click in, you can just hit select and it'll put the 14 count Ada and all the floss in there. Oh, and then the pop-up, this is August. What this is Kimberly Jolly cannot find hers. So, who knows where it is? I don't know where it is. I searched my house. I couldn't find it. So, I've got to find it. But what I'm going to do is when I take all these home today, is I'm probably going to get like a shoebox or something and put all these in it. But these, I'm going to put the washers on it. And then I'm going to stack it like this. And then what we're going to do, I'm going to put the months on the back of all of them with a little like Avery sticker from So that's what I'll do to store them is I have everything in boxes at home, but what I will do is put the months on the back. I did stitch all of these samples, so anytime someone stitches something else, I do give them credit. How do I get the washers to line up with the magnets? Denise does it, so I think she plays Russian roulette and just puts them and then hopes it sticks. The needle holder that Cheryl uses we found, and it is called Threaded Cross Stitch Needle Palette and Organizer, Yarn Tree number 2923. So yeah, so these, and so I did a trunk show recently of the trucking along, and that I have those all together. And, you know, those say the month, so I don't need to label them. These we're going to have to label just because Kevin does the decorating. And he's going to have to know what month. Because he's going to ask me, and I'm going to say, I don't know. Go to fatquartershop.com and look. Okay, so for sales, today, this fabric is called Americana Stars 14 count Aida fabric flare. It is on sale as a flash sale today. So this is on sale today. We always try to have a really good cross stitch item on sale on Wednesdays. On our flash sale, you just go to our flash sale page. And then Kevin has this promo starting today at 8 a.m. until midnight this Friday. Any shippable order over $40. So that means that means $40 without shipping. We'll receive a free prim and proper book. You don't need a coupon or anything. You just add the items to the cart, and the book will automatically pop into your cart anytime your order goes over $40. So if you are a quilter, that might be something interesting to you. And then we actually have these in stock now. So last week I said they were in stock and they weren't in stock, and I am so sorry. You know, when I get on the live stream, you know, there's just a lot of data. Sometimes I make mistakes. I really do try to not make mistakes. I will say I really do try to not, but it was such a mistake that I didn't even realize it for 4 hours. And I was like, oh, I did that wrong. I didn't even know. But these are now in stock, and they are so cute, and I love them. I'm going to start wearing it everywhere. These are the 2 new PDFs by Priscilla and Chelsea of Stitching with the Housewives. Mary Claus came out this morning, and a Haunted House came out last Friday. Now, if you watch their video from Saturday, this is the second part of a 4-part series, and it's really cute. You can see how they're putting it on a big board, and then each of these have a different letter. So this one has the L and the O, and it's going to spell Halloween. And if you go and watch Priscilla's video, it's so cute. She bought this like chain and these little beads. They're in their Amazon cart, and then she's gonna like put the letters. It's so cute. It almost makes me want to make it. But I have something like I don't know. I don't really decorate for Halloween, so I'm trying to fight the urge to make it. This one came in, and I'm gonna make it. I love this. This is Doodles Christmas. There's like Doodles Halloween, and I don't think I'm going to make that one because it doesn't really fit my decor, but I saw this and was like, oh my gosh, this is so cute. I bet I could stitch this. Like, I could stitch this in like 5 hours. So cute. So this one I'll stitch on the 25 count oatmeal because that's what I stitched my others on. But I love this. This is by Heart and Hand, and it does have a little, it has a lot of beads. So those right there, go on here. And then we got a product request for the Silver Creek Samplers, Sing a Sampler series. There's 4 parts to it. It's an older pattern, but we had this request, so we got this in. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. I don't know how to sing. We got the new Hoop-Dee-Doos, Give Thanks, Home for Christmas. So cute, sweet baby. Oh, that's cute. And we showed some of these last week. We got the rest in, and these are all by Sue Hillis Designs. Snow, Bring It On, Santa's Cookie, and Tomato Patch. And then Hilltop Cross Stitch November. So this we're going to have all through December. This is by Pine Mountain Designs. And then this one, Denise is going to stitch. It's so cute. It's Rudolph's Reindeer Games. So cute. And it says dashing, dancing, prancing. So on this one, I would say whatever fabric you use, make sure your white really contrasts your fabric so that this text can really stand out. Because if you did something too close, you would do all the work of making spots for letters and then it wouldn't even show. Twin Peak Primitives, Pastoral Winter. And then I'm going to answer questions. If y'all have any questions, just pop them in. I will answer them, and then we will end with a giveaway. Oh, can someone give specifics on the wood piece that home is where the wreath is used? Is there a size, and does it have printing on it? It is in the unfinished wood section of Hobby Lobby. And if you go and look on the back of any of those patterns, Home is Where the Wreath Is, a Wreath Swap 1 or Wreath Swap 2, on the back is the item number. It can be found, like I said, in the unfinished wood section of Hobby Lobby. And there will also be next year a Celebrations wreath swap. And just so you guys know, I have stitched like August, September. I'm skipping October. And then I'm going to start stitching November. That'll be one of the first things I stitch when I finish Autumn Love. What would I stitch on the cross stitch sale fabric? I don't know. I would probably stitch something patriotic, like, let's see. Something with text. I would pick something that has like, I don't think a flag on this would look good. It would fight, but something with text and darker thread. Oh, this is funny. Kate says, I'm convinced you stitch all the time, even when I'm cooking for the kids and driving. Okay, I'm going to tell y'all my life. This is what I do every day. I wake up, I take kids to school, I come to work. While I'm at work, I can stitch. I go home, I like play taxi driver, Kevin plays taxi driver, and then I stitch, and then I sleep. When I get up Saturday, I stitch. One thing I don't do is I don't cook. There's this little place called Chick-fil-A. We tend to eat there a lot. There's this place called McDonald's. We tend to eat there a lot. There's this place called Slotsky's. We tend to eat there a lot. There's a place called Panera Bread. We tend to eat there a lot. There's some cereal in the fridge. We tend to do that. Emma will make those little raviolis. I don't cook. That's one thing I do not do at all. I don't cook. We do, like on the weekends, we have like a waffle maker. We'll put, I don't know if you've ever tried this. It's a great thing. If you get the cinnamon rolls, or if you just get a basket of one of those what are the biscuits? You just unwrap it, stick it in a waffle maker, and just put it on like 3 minutes. That's it. Perfect breakfast ever. My kids think it's like the best thing ever. They think I worked all. They know I don't work all morning doing that. But I don't cook, so that's one thing I don't do. Yeah, but I do. One thing. It was Kevin's birthday on Sunday. We went to dinner and we have this game we play as a family. Anytime we go to like a nice dinner, it drives Emma crazy because we've been doing it for so long, and I think she's like the oldest. She's like so done with the game. But the game is someone at dinner asks a question and everyone has to answer it. And so one of the questions Peyton said is, what do you do? Like, what are your hobbies besides work? And I was like, work. He's like, no, like a hobby. I'm like, hobby is work. And then Kevin was like, work. We were like, that's all we do is work. Any new Lori Holt patterns before the end of the year? We are currently working right now on the next stitch card that will be coming out next year, and nothing new releasing before the end of the year. Do I seem to stitch more on Sundays? I stitch less on Sundays because I have a son that plays in basketball tournaments, and they're on Sundays, and they're usually like 10, 12, 2. Well, that means he's got to be there from 9 to 4 or something. So I actually don't stitch as much on Sundays because I think the last basketball is this weekend, and I think the last football is this weekend, so I'll have a little break. Will there be a winter love pattern to follow autumn love? No, I don't think so. Autumn love was based on a quilt from like 5 years ago. So I just want to thank all of you for watching. I hope there's something that we've shown you that you love. Anything that you ever have questions on, pop them in. Anything that we get a lot of questions on, we'll try to address the next time. But I wanted to let you know our giveaway for today is 3 different people are going to win these 2 patterns, Rudolph Sampler and Coco Cafe. And you have until Sunday, October 23rd at midnight to enter, and then Ashley will pick 3 winners on Monday morning and announce them in the YouTube community tab. And to enter, you have to drop a comment and let me know which pattern you would stitch and which fabric you would stitch it on. It doesn't have to be anything we showed today. It can just be something from your stash. So that is our giveaway today. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys next week. Bye.